some questions based on the semiconductors in electronic devices. Part A. By increasing the temperature, the specific resistance of a conductor and a semiconductor. In conductors, the charge carriers are free electrons, and in semiconductors, charge carriers are electrons, free electrons, and holes. On increasing the temperature, if temperature is increased, the specific resistance, or we can say resistivity, the formula of resistivity is rho equal to R into A by L. It is a characteristic of the material and it is temperature dependent. Resistivity will, for conductor, if increase the temperature, then there the collisions increases in the case of conductor. So its resistivity will increase. While in case of the semiconductor, because it has lesser number of the charge carriers, on increasing the temperature, their covalent bonds are broken and more number of free electrons and holes generated. That means more charge carriers becomes available. Therefore, its resistivity will decrease. Hence, we can say the option C is the correct option. Next question related to this is the difference in the variation of the resistance with temperature in a metal, which is a conductor, and a semiconductor arises essentially due to the difference in resistivity, or we can say also the resistance increases with temperature in metals or the conductors, while in case of semiconductor, resistance and the resistivity decreases because more number of the free electrons becomes available due to the breaking of the covalent bonds. Therefore, this difference arises in there are the four options: crystal structure, variation of the number of charge carriers with temperature, type of bonding, and variation of scattering mechanism with temperature. So clearly option B is the correct option as number of charge carriers changes with temperature. Next question is the energy band gap is maximum in metals, superconductors, insulators, and semiconductors. This is a factual question. The energy band gap will be maximum in case of the insulators. There are the two bands as per the band theory. One is the valence band and another is the conduction band. In conductors, these valence band and conduction band overlap to each other, so their band gap is approximately zero. While in case of insulator, these band gap and valence band and conduction band are having the large gap because of conduction is very negligible. And in semiconductors, this band gap between the valence band and the conduction band is in between the metals and insulators. Therefore, we can say energy band gap is maximum in case of the insulators. Next question. The electrical conductivity of a semiconductor increases when electromagnetic radiation of wavelength shorter than 2480 nanometer is incident on it. The band gap in electron volt for the semiconductor is. We know that electromagnetic radiation has the photons which has the energy E equal to h nu, or we can write it is hc by lambda, where h is the Planck's constant, c is the speed of light, and lambda is the wavelength of the wave. Because radiation wavelength is given that lambda is less than or equal to say 2480 nanometer is given in the question, and we know that we have to remember that this hc equal to 1240 electron volt nanometer. This is the value of this hc. This can be calculated using h equal to 6.6 into 10 power minus 34 joule second and c equal to 3 into 10 power 8 meter per second. We can calculate this value here also, but we should remember this result because it will helpful to calculate this problem in very few steps. Therefore, the energy of the photon will be 1240 electron volt nanometer and divided by the wavelength of the radiation, that is 2480 nanometer. If we cancel this, it will be 2. That means it is equal to 0.5 electron volt. Therefore, band gap of the semiconductor is 0.5 electron volt. Option C is correct. That means it is the valence band, it is the conduction band, and this band gap is 0.5 electron volt. So a wavelength which is shorter than 2480 nanometer will have energy more than this band gap. So electrons from valence band will be able to move to conduction bed and result in the conduction of the current. Next question is, at absolute zero, silicon act at, because at absolute zero, the there is no breakage of the covalent bonds in silicon, so it will behave as a insulator. So it is a factual question, we should remember it. Question number 8, the piece of the copper and other of germanium, they are the two substances, copper and germanium, and these are cooled from the room temperature. Room temperature is normally taken as 25 degrees Celsius, say, or it is equal to, if we change it into the Kelvin, because other temperature is given in Kelvin, so Kelvin is equal to 273 plus degrees Celsius. So it is 273 plus, if we say it is 25 or 27 degrees Celsius, so it is 27, that means it will give 300 Kelvin. The question is, a piece of copper and another germanium are cooled from room temperature. Say it is, room temperature is at 300 Kelvin and it is cooled to 77 Kelvin. The resistance of, now as we already said in first question, question number 5, that as temperature increases, when temperature increases, resistance of copper increases and resistance of semiconductors, say silicon, decreases, because with rise in temperature, number of the electrons and the free holes, that is the charge carriers, increases in semiconductors. In contrast, if temperature decreases, in that case resistance of copper will decrease and resistance of silicon will increase, because now there are the less number of charge carriers in the silicon. So we can say option C is the correct option. Question number 9, a solid which is not transparent to visible light and whose conductivity increases with temperature is formed by. So it is a factual question. It is a covalent bond, because with the rise in temperature, covalent bonds breaks and provides the electron hole pair and causes the increase in conductivity. Next question is question number 10. Carbon, silicon, germanium have 4 valence electrons in each. Carbon, silicon, germanium, all these are the group 14 elements. At room temperature, which of the following statement is more appropriate? The number of electrons, conduction electrons is significant in carbon but is small in silicon, germanium. The number of free conduction electrons is negligible, is small in all the three. The number of free electrons for conduction is significant in all the three. And number of the free electrons in conduction is significant only in silicon and germanium and is small in C. So this option D is the correct option, and that's why this silicon and germanium are used in semiconductor devices.